All right, so a recent release from the Ministry of Industry, Commerce, Agriculture and Fisheries says a major focus is being placed on increasing exports of Jamaican-made products. So we've invited the Deputy President of the JMEA, Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, David Martin, to give us an idea on how this is going to be achieved. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Good to have you. This is a big driver for Jamaica, can be a big driver for Jamaica in terms of earnings, productivity, all the markers that we need. Why haven't we been able to kind of capitalize on it?
Well, I mean, to export, you have to have a good product, a strong brand at a competitive price, and you need access to markets, and you need to be able to operate in those markets safely. So what we've said to the government, we came up with a 10-point plan, which we discussed with the government fairly recently in the last quarter, to address what we consider to be the deficiencies over, say, the next 3 years. If they could put some of these things in place, we believe we can dramatically step up the export thrust.
What about the issues of capital? You need capital too.
So
it's usually very expensive, so you find the smaller businesses sometimes trying to align with the bigger ones so they can probably jump in their container, for want of a better phrase, to get their products in market. So cost is one, bureaucracy is another.
Cost, support for MSMEs, and market access, I would say, are the three broad themes for our 10-point plan.
Okay.
So let me jump on the access to finance. So it's the MSMEs that struggle the most to get good cost finance. And the government had put in place, or certainly they announced about 6-8 months ago, a block of funds that they would make available to MSMEs at 4.75%. So we're still waiting on that. But that would be a very useful intervention, and that's one of our points in our 10-point plan, is to make money available to MSMEs. On the cost side, there are three buckets for us. So for us to produce really good cost products, we need to invest in R&D. And what we've said to the government...
research and development for the folks who...
Yes, research and development. What we've said to the government is we'd like some tax relief on R&D that we invest to produce products, whether it's products that use indigenous goods, it would require a larger relief. And if it's not indigenous, then a lower relief. But we need relief for R&D because that's the only way we're going to compete. We have to improve our products. We've asked the government to give us one big carrot to chase export. So whatever we've been exporting for the last, say, 3 years, whatever the average of those exports are, any incremental exports above that average, we would like tax relief on that. So we're saying we don't want to take away anything that you're taking from us now, but to encourage us to chase the export markets, give us relief on any sales above that average.
Are there specific products that you're targeting, David?
No. I mean, Jamaica exports all sorts of things. You'd be shocked. I mean, I export rum cakes.
Do you?
So, yes, Tortuga rum cakes. And 90% of what we export, 9% of what we produce in Kingston here goes out.
David is a reason for my bulging hips. Great product.
Yes. Yeah. So you have that extreme. You have the traditional exports, bauxite, which is under stress right now, coffee, cocoa. You have all those stuff, but there are lots of new things that Jamaica can participate in. At the end of the day, all you need to do is just deploy capital and have a skilled workforce to employ to do it.
What about the cost of inputs? Is that an issue as well?
It depends on what products you're talking about. So yes.
Because some people have to bring stuff in, no, to make their product.
Yes, to manufacture. So if you take the coffee industry, for example, Jamaica produces, the most expensive coffee in the world. But so if you take a company like Salado, they struggle to compete with lower tiered products, which they'd love to do, because they have to pay taxes on the inputs to make the lower value products, so one of our recommendations in the 10-point plan is to remove all taxes that affect one's ability to compete in markets like that.
How long is the process to get exporter ready? I'm watching and I'm getting excited and I'm saying, well, I want to join the export market. I want to start a business. But you don't just get up tomorrow and start exporting. On average, how long does it take to be export ready? Because you have to also be able to respond to things happening in other markets and other regulations in other markets.
Well, my opinion is classic strategy is to get into exports. For starters, you need to be making something that people are buying here.
Okay.
So, I mean, once there's a demand for your product here, then that's a clue that people over there will consume the product as well. So once you have a product...
Dance a yard before you dance abroad.
Exactly, that's classic strategy.
Yeah.
So you have your product, now putting it in the market, a lot of especially MSMEs can't jump on a plane and go to a trade show and display their products. So we've suggested as one of our 10-point plan that JAMPRO, who does trade facilitation, that they hive off a little part of their budget to take, select MSME companies to these trade shows to showcase their products.
Their work.
You're trying to get JBDC on board as well?
Yes, JBDC would support that, I imagine.
Right, okay.
And then the reverse to, finance, facilitate trade groups coming to Jamaica to look at what we're producing here.
But everyone's talking about cannabis worldwide. And every time a country puts up, this is how much money we made from cannabis, there's a collective sigh across Jamaica. David, where are we in that process?
Well, I think the reason why, a lot of people are investing in cannabis actively. I think the pace will pick up when the banking regulations in the U.S. allow it for it to be completely bankable. And I think that's the biggest barrier to it right now, to be honest with you.
Yeah, framework. So your 10-point plan has been submitted.
Yeah.
How optimistic are you that you will have...
The signs are encouraging that the government will react favorably to a lot of the points. Let me touch a couple more. So on the cost side, I've mentioned those tax inputs, I've mentioned incentives for or relief for incremental sales on R&D and skill set training as well. We've requested that there be tax relief when we train staff in new processes and technologies. Logistics is a concern. A lot of our membership feels, and it's true, if you compare the cost of getting something from Jamaica to the marketplace in the US or the UK or wherever, we're not as competitive as some other jurisdictions. So we've asked that all the stakeholders look at this and try to find ways to make us more competitive in that area. On protecting our intellectual property, right now I have to register my brands in multiple countries, and it's very expensive to do that. There's this thing called the Madrid Protocol, which if as a country we just sign that, it's a one-step process to register your brands in multiple countries. So we're making a plea for Jamaica to just simply sign the Madrid Protocol.
Sign the Madrid.
Okay.
All right.
So David, you have to go. Lots of exciting things on the horizon for this industry. Yeah. Please keep us apprised as to how it is going. We want to hear, because we know if we get this right, it can mean a big
boost
for Jamaica. So thank you for the work you continue to do. Deputy President of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association, David Martin. Tortuga, yum. Yum. All right.
Nobody in Jamaica says, oh no, the daycare is closed. Why? The mind of the panicked mom. That's what we're going to talk about on Girl Talk
next. I'm going to leave.
You're the mom.
I should go.
Of the two.
True. I'll stay.
Simone is up next.